Hey, welcome back to Trek on the Tube. Today we're talking about Star Trek Discovery Season 4, Episode 1, Kobayashi Maru. Can you believe it? We're already on Season 4. Goddamn. Anyway, I'm sorry I'm late. It's just that Prodigy and Discovery came out the same week, and I wanted to finish Prodigy first before going into Discovery. Hopefully we'll be getting back to the regular schedule sometime soon. Anyway, first my thoughts and opinions, then the Easter eggs and references, and as usual, do beware this is gonna be full of spoilers. Alright, here we go. Kobayashi Maru is, in a lot of ways, the quintessential episode of Discovery. Like, it checks every box. A small mission in the beginning that seems to want to justify this show is actually about doing Starfleet things. A larger scale mission that proves yet again Burnham is the only one capable of saving the day, paired with someone telling her that the way she does things is incorrect, before then transitioning into a high-octane race against time that includes dynamic visuals and intense action. A bizarrely disproportionate amount of death and loss just to set up one character's emotional arc for one season. Music that doesn't necessarily complement scenes, but that rather informs the audience on how they should feel in these melodramatic moments. And finally, a setup for a slow burn intrigue overarching plot that already feels like a rehash of the Burn storyline or the Red Angel storyline. Oh, and yeah, a moving hashtag We Are Starfleet speech. Can't forget that. Come to think of it, the only thing really missing from this episode was a bridge clap. They didn't get the bridge clap. Oh no. Look, if it's your jam, if all of this is your jam, then you're definitely gonna enjoy Kobayashi Maru. You're gonna think it's a good episode. If you know anything about me, and if you've been on this channel for a while, then you probably know I'm not the biggest fan of Discovery, and most of the things that are the boxes that get checked, sadly, are not the things I think are the best in the show, and so it wasn't exactly my jam. In actual fact, this episode, in my opinion, was for the most part a pretty tedious watch. Contrarily to what most people seem to be saying, I quite enjoyed the short passage with the butterfly people and their planet, before it became a chase. I think the makeup and alien design were pretty creative, and even the whole idea of the species, vegetarians that have an affinity for monarchs, it's fun. I mean, yeah, the misunderstanding was dumb, and it all was a little cheesy with the butterfly wings and whatnot, but it kind of felt original series. Kind of campy, I guess, but also kind of fresh. I think it was actually pretty bold to do something like that, and I mean, forgive me for being pretty harsh, but it was nice to actually do some discovering, for once. Another thing I liked was the Kaminar Council. It was great to see the Ba'ul and Kelpians working together. I'm even more intrigued about the lore and how all of that worked out now. The set design was nice, though perhaps a little Star Wars-ish. Mad props to the prosthetics department for actually creating varying Kelpian designs. I think that was really good. I very much liked all of that. I also enjoyed a few scenes back at what is still the Starfleet and Federation headquarters. Learning about the progress they've made over the past few months was cool. I enjoyed the world building, I enjoyed the dialogue. I still think that the main station's aesthetics and all of that is very pleasing to look at. I like the vibe of it, but yeah, the rest, story-wise, it was just not good. I don't even know if not good is the correct wording, because basically everything concerning the rescue mission and basically every single character interaction throughout that plot, it all felt so done before. I literally felt like I had already seen this episode of Discovery before. So it's not even not good, it's just kind of unremarkable. Point is, it was impossible for me to stay invested. That one guy that dies was nothing more than a plot device. He's smart when he needs to be smart. He pulls a gun when things need to go wrong. He dies to add some extra drama. But not for a second did I care about him. The most notable thing about his entire existence is that he was of the same species as the girl and her mother from the Picard tie-in Short Treks episode. So I guess he is only as important as the Easter egg that he is. From a technical standpoint, same old, same old. The directing is effective, but not at all inspired. It's more functional than anything. And in any case, it seems like Discovery has a certain style to cling to anyway. So, yeah. To be clear, I'm not saying the directing is bad, and you know, the directors that they hire are solid. It's just that, I don't know, Discovery wants to do things a certain way, and that kind of, I guess, makes things always come out that specific way, and I don't think it's necessarily the right choice. All the performances are still solid. I think the new uniforms work quite well in the end. I was a little afraid of that, but yeah, no, I'm quite pleased. And all the sets that we saw were high quality as well. It's a shame the show decided to go back to its everything is blue gimmick, even if it is admittedly more of a gray-blue this time around. I mean, yeah, it makes everything less obnoxious, granted that it's more of a gray-blue than just a straight blue, but it also makes things a bit more depressing, I feel. So I don't know. When it comes to the music, look, this show has a problem with making its music very obvious, very in your face. This episode was no exception. There were details that I enjoyed. Detmer and OO's banter, for example. I quite enjoyed that. The idea of reopening Starfleet Academy, that was good. The space dock Archer scene with the music and everything, I like that. This creature or crew member, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it was fun. But details aren't enough to save this endless hour of nothingness. I know this will probably only make sense to people who watch the show, and I do seriously think it applies whether or not you're a fan, but Kobayashi Maru was just plenty of Discovery type things happening one after the other. Which brings us back to what I opened with. If you like Discovery things, then you'll like this. If you don't like Discovery things, then you won't. Oh, and what the fuck was that spore jump sound effect that they did? Did y'all hear that? I'm gonna try and play it in the video. What the hell? What the hell? The hell kind of sound effect is that? To be clear, there are many Discovery episodes that follow a similar formula, or at the very least, feature multiple of these Discovery things that I'm talking about, but typically, each episode will at least try its best to add a little twist or something that makes it stand out. It doesn't always work, but the effort is noteworthy. Here, my negativity, or rather my discouragement, comes from the fact I didn't feel that effort anywhere. It's almost like someone found the Star Trek cookbook, turned it to the Discovery page, and then once they got to the final step in the cook, they got to the step that said add preferred spices, they just decided to add none. And on that note, Easter eggs and references. For starters, the opening credits got a few modifications. I'm not going to go over everything, but yeah, there's a couple changes. Next, this is what they call a space dock. Previously, I think they were called dry docks, so maybe they're different. I don't know. Anyway, they called it Archer after Captain Archer, the famous captain from Star Trek Enterprise. Also, we get the music called Archer's Theme, which is the end credit musics from Enterprise play over it. Inside the space dock is the Voyager J, I think it is, or it's at least an Intrepid class. We do hear about Romulan whiskey, which is a reference not to Star Trek in general, but to Star Trek Lower Decks, because they were the first ones to talk about Romulan whiskey rather than Romulan ale. It was a whole thing on the internet. We hear about the burn, which is a big plot point from Star Trek Discovery's previous season. We hear about Starfleet Academy, which is something very common in Star Trek. Also, there was supposed to be some sort of Starfleet Academy show in the works at some point. We hear the phrase, "No one has gone before," which was probably very intentional. This president of the United Federation of Planets seems to be Cardassian somewhat. Cardassians were a species introduced in The Next Generation, but further developed in Deep Space Nine. This guy is, as we mentioned earlier, of the same species as that girl in the Picard-related Short Treks episode. This guy is the same species as Morn, so he's a Lurian. They talk about a holographic goldfish in the chase at the start. I'm assuming that's a reference to the goldfish that Picard had in his quarters. Oh, and this is a replica of the Vulcan Kishara in Burnham's quarters. New Star Trek loves to put this thing everywhere. Oh, and shout out to the Twitter account DS9, what is it? DS9FBTS, so Far Beyond the Stars, because this tweet is fucking awesome. If you're not aware, there's a whole thing about Discovery and basically new Star Trek having to legally be 25% different from previous iterations of Star Trek. It's all garbage. It's ridiculous, but it is a trend that caught on in like the hate groups, and it's become kind of a meme at this point. And so yeah, this Twitter account here is commenting on how Stamets loves 25%, and I think it most definitely has to be a reference to that. I love it. I love it. I love it. And there you go. Not the most positive of reviews. Star Trek Discovery has delivered episodes that I have found very, very solid in the past. It's just that sometimes they default to to this, and I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of this. I guess it frustrates me because they are capable of really doing better. So yeah, we'll see what the second episode delivers. I have not yet seen it as I'm filming this, but I probably will have seen it by the time this comes out. All right. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, share. Tell everyone that I exist, though maybe not with the Discovery videos, because maybe they're gonna think I'm a hate channel. I'm not. We just all like our different shows. Alright. Big thanks to the channel patrons. As usual, live long and prosper.